What do you feel like made them go with you over maybe some of the other candidates?
Showing your personality, I think, is still very, very key. In the same way that it is with networking, you have to be a good person. You have to come across as a good person too. I think how you talk and how you interact with those people.
What's up, guys? We have a special guest, a good friend of mine, Juan Sipion from Denver. Lante Films, is that correct?
Oyante, technically.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus. Oyante. Okay. The reason why I invited Juan on is because, number one, I've seen him kind of level up in success a little bit over the past year. He's had a ton of success through Second Society and is just a phenomenal filmmaker, apparently a phenomenal second shooter, because you just keep getting hired and hired over and again. And so I just wanted to have you on and just kind of hear, how Second Society has worked for you, but also just how you work the wedding industry, man, like how you've been able to level up in your career and just hear all those things. So yeah, take it away, man. Tell me a little bit about you.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Maybe I can start. Maybe the condensed version will be quicker. So
even the 30 second pitch, man.
Yeah. So like you said, I'm a wedding filmmaker based in Denver, but I travel pretty much anywhere and everywhere life takes me. I've been doing this now for 6 going on to 7 years. But yeah, it's been amazing, especially this last year, trying to kind of figure this new part of my business out, this new sort of career venture that I've been going on and discovering and doing all that good stuff. So, and Second Society has been honestly a crucial part of what I've been able to do and how I've been able to get to where I am. So, just being able to be here to explain some stuff is really cool. So just depends on where you want me to start, man. I'm an open book, so whatever you want, you just let me know.
Well,
good to go.
I guess okay. So you're 6 years in. Second Society kind of came on the map in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
You said it's kind of been a crucial part for your journey. What does that look like for you? Like, how specifically do you think that it's been crucial for your career?
Yeah. I mean, so I think I started, what was it, maybe 2023 then, I guess? I was probably like a year into Second Society, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So pretty cool. Started working with some other videographers who traveled a lot to Colorado, actually, to film weddings here. And they needed a good, reliable second shooter to help them with the day. And I think, just the way that I like to approach everything is just being a helper first. I'm there to assist and be of service to the videographer first, and of course the client and the couple that they are also being hired to film second. So I just took that opportunity and just really tried to be as helpful as I could be with the videographers that were there, with whoever was telling me where to point a camera, essentially. That really opened up, I think, a lot of doors to just being able to network and learn from a lot of really talented videographers also from just across the country, which was awesome. Of course, getting to pick their brain, but I think also a huge part of it was just them knowing that I was a reliable person that they could depend on. So then the next time that they were here, they're like, well, I know 100% who I want to go with. I'm going to go with Juan. He's it doesn't matter what time or when it is, like he'll be there and he'll be able to just get going pretty quick. So I think that was a big part of how I got started, especially the past couple of years for sure.
Okay. So basically, you've applied to some of these jobs. Like, what do you feel made them go with you over maybe some of the other candidates?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things I feel like that you could maybe open up and dissect with that. I want to think part of it is just quality of work. Over time, I think skills just develop and you start learning new different techniques when it comes to the aspect of filmmaking and wedding filmmaking in particular. And there's a whole bunch of things we can go into with that. But, long story short, it's just making sure that you are delivering quality content to the couples that are hiring you to do that. And then when other videographers are looking at my portfolio, they're like, oh yeah, this guy does something a little differently than the vast majority of other videographers. I feel like that's really helped me a lot. And just kind of knowing the inside outs of just what a wedding day is like. A lot of times they'll message me and be like, hey, have you ever, worked with the groom solely specifically on just the beginning portion of the day, I need someone who can lead. I need someone who can really take charge of the situation and just produce some cool stuff. And I'm like, yeah, like I can definitely do that. I think the best part about Second Society is just the quality of people that are there. You can, they're lead shooters acting as second shooters, right? Essentially. So that's what's awesome about it, is that you have experience there that is just allowing that to also then translate into their work too. So it's, confidence, and also I think just sort of the quiet intricacies of just good, solid filmmaking.
Are you using the job alerts feature where we're like sending you jobs and you see one that kind of matches what you're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at the end of every night, because I'm a subscriber, I get to have the notifications of like when jobs are popping up. So when I feel like there's a job that I could be of really good value to someone, I will apply and then let them know like, hey, I'm so and so. I've been doing this for so and so years. I would love to help out. Let me know if you have any questions. And then from there, we kind of talk. There has been a couple of times I feel like where people have found me through the search feature. It's just, scrolling on people in the Colorado area, and just I popped up. And so,
Sweet.
yeah, connecting with just talented videographers in general is always a plus. Like, you get to learn different ways of doing things. I feel like the other half has also just been sort of networking, technically sound in what you're doing, business. It's so easy to just get caught up in all the rest of it that you just forget that, you're here to serve people. So what's the best way I can serve them is just by being a good human being and just, wanting to build friendships, relationships. And I feel like that's been probably top of what's happened to get me to where I am today, for sure.
Awesome. Yeah. So what's it look like now? I feel like you've been saying for a couple of years now, and I've known you for a couple of years just through the retreats and stuff like that. I've been able to talk a couple of times, but it seems like this past year was a big level up for you as far as just like presentation goes, film style, and then just the type of weddings that you're getting and the quality of weddings that you're getting has kind of just scaled up. Can you kind of speak into that? Is there anything else outside of Second Society that you've done that you're like, yeah, this one thing has kind of contributed to just a bump up in my career?
Yeah. I kind of already said it, but it needs to be said, I feel like, several times, because it is so important. It is really just being able to get into sort of groups that can allow you to talk to the right people. I feel like part of the big thing that I've done this year is just kind of be a part of several different networking organizations right across the US that's just kind of opened the door for me to just be able to talk to the people that I want to talk to. And for the longest time, I was like, I just need to get in front of, XY person and I can, handle the rest. But how do I get in front of XY person? I think the key to that is just being open to attending events like this, because you'd be surprised how many people that are big in the industry do attend events like this. And I mean, I'm talking about events like, Kindred is obviously a big one that is out there. Society Privé is another big one that's out there. And of course, there's many different local WIPA chapters all across the US that you can join. I think that's been the number one thing. Outside of that too, it's not just going and joining and then talking business, because that's, I feel like, what a vast majority of people just go and be like, I need to get like a wedding out of this. You don't. I think the biggest thing is just being, like I said, a human first, and just walking life with people, because it is a very solitary industry that we're in. Like, we're all together on a wedding day, but outside of that, everyone just kind of goes their own separate directions. And so people need community. And I think if you can be a safe space for someone to just open up and be real with for a second, that will, I think, majorly affect business more than anything else will.
Yeah. I really want to push on like the human first mentality, because that's such a hard thing to really focus on. You show up to these events and you're like, man, I carved out an entire day to be here, and I gotta walk away with something, right? Especially like if you're a husband or wife and you're like, I'm leaving my family for the day. This has to make sense, right? But I think it is a long play, and it's going to pay back. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to pay its due in time. I've seen it, for myself, like going to these events, like it's not typically the people that you talk to right there on that day that's going to get you the job. It's like, for example, like I've had a planner reach out because she saw that I attended networking event, right? But I never met her or talked to her in person. She just saw me in one of the recap reels. So it's like this random thing, right? So it's never really truly coming out of the event itself, but just showing up and being in the room, I think is like super important. And you just never know who's talking about you. And so that's the other thing. Like your name can come up 3 or 4 people down the line. And you would have never met those people, right? And never gotten into their ear if you hadn't gone to that networking event.
Yeah. And there's definitely ways you can sneak business in, I feel like, at some point during the conversation.
Yeah.
But not leading with that, I guess, just trying to be genuine first, and really knowing why you're there, because it is to also build community. It's not just to kind of build your own business, because like you said, that pays off by a lot.
Yeah.
And just being there. There's been several times, like you were saying, where a planner then recommends me to another planner. Is like, oh, like, do you meet this guy Juan? Was there at this event that I was just at? Like, you should, talk to him about it. And so there's these like small little micro connections that you'll make through these events that I think are super crucial to just growing and scaling, and scaling in the right way too.
Mm-hmm.
Because it depends on where you want to be. Also, some of these events, like where do you want your career to go in this giant space that is wedding filmmaking? There's so many different avenues, so you kind of have to pick which one you feel like would be best for you, and then kind of go from there.
With all of the different, I guess, communities you're a part of and networking events you're a part of,
Mhm.
how much do you feel like you've invested, on a year-to-year basis? And then do you feel like that has paid back in time over the year, or do you feel like you've just seen seeds that are being planted that you're like, I know this is going to pay back in the future?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it is an investment for sure. These groups, anywhere between like 500 to like 1,000, 500 plus per different group that you're going with, and that's just for the membership, right? A lot of them, you pay for the membership, and you have to pay
Wow.
for the event itself too. So I'll have to tally up how many dollars I spent this year on that, but it has been pretty substantial. I feel like a bit, but it has paid off pretty instantaneously. I feel like there was a WIPA event that I attended in December of last year, so 2024, right? We're in 2025, yeah,
Yeah.
2024. And that led me to getting one of my bigger clients this year, which was like a $9,000 sort of wedding that I wouldn't have gotten had I not met the right planner from that event that I went to on a whim. Honestly, it was just because I felt like I needed to attend something that I haven't gone to yet, and it paid off. And then, yeah, slowly but surely, those events then led me to being able to be referred to society, because you need like 2 people to refer you for society, or there's like a whole process there. But the people that I met there referred me to society, which then got me to in front of more planners, and those planners have gotten me, I think, like 4 or 5 other jobs just this year
Come
that I
on.
didn't have before. And it was just because I met those planners through this sort of extensive snowballing effect, right? Of just attending one, and it
Mm-hmm.
just kind of keeps spiraling. But you do have to attend several. You can't just go to one and then never go again. You
Right.
do have to keep going, I think, is the biggest thing.
Okay. But I mean, yeah. Worst case scenario, it sounds like 4 or 5 grand you're investing and you're getting 25 grand back, basically, for some
Yeah.
of the
And
business.
I would say that's on the lower end too. I feel like it's been that, and then also several for next year already too. So I mean,
Okay.
it's paid itself off. Like
Yep.
it more than enough has paid itself off. But it's just taking that first step, I think, that is a little scary sometimes, because especially if you don't feel like you've gotten anything out right away, it can feel, like, oh, did I just spend $200 on a ticket that I'm not going to get back? But
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm just trying to help other people, because this is something that I've dealt with too
Mhm.
personally. It's just like, yeah, man, it's a big investment, right? And it's
Mhm.
hard to throw that type of cash out
Mhm.
to something that you don't know is going to pay you back. And I'm just trying to create one more testimony for other people, that this is a place that does work. You know what I mean? I think it's one of the strongest, places to get great referrals too, is networking, is Second Society, working with other photographers and videographers, and just creating a community for yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's super cool, man. Yeah. Anything else that you could speak into? We've had a lot of people join Second Society, and, people that are looking, that are applying and not getting, hit back for the job. They're kind of hearing crickets, right? And so you're one of the ones that are the top shooters on this platform that I feel like gets hired over and over again. Anything else that you can kind of think of and speak into for these people that are just joining, that are just getting started on the platform, and they're like trying to get a leg up in applying to these jobs?
Yeah, I think similarly to networking, I think it matters kind of how you start off a conversation. Besides also applying for jobs, I hire quite a few people through Second Society. I've met quite a few people through Second Society that now have become like standard second shooters that I fly in from different parts of the US. I have one actually coming out this weekend to help me, Josh Berman. So he's coming out to help me. It really matters, I think, how you introduce yourself. I've gotten a few times where people just kind of give me like a list of their gear, and I'm like, dude, that's great. I could have looked at your profile for that though. Like, I want to know like what you'd be willing to do, like help me out, because it is an important thing to kind of put out there. You know, you're one of many applicants in a job usually, so showing your personality, I think, is still very, very key. In the same way that it is with networking, you have to be a good person. You have to come across as a good person too. I think how you talk and how you interact with those people when you're applying is very important. And I think when I've done it, it's just been mainly focused on, hey, like, how can I, like, I love doing this. I've been doing this for a long time, but like, how can I help you? Like, tell me, like, what can I do to like make your life easier? Because I know a wedding day is hard. I've done it. Obviously, we've all done it for a long time, you know? So
Yeah.
what would make your life easy if I could just take that off your plate and just put that on me and let you do the thing that you know how to do best? And I think that translates well too when you actually get there on the wedding day and they have already sort of built that trust with you beforehand on just regular messaging, right? Trust that you can, you know, bring all your gear, number one, but two, also just be a nice person to work with. Because I think that's also something that doesn't get talked about too much is you also got to be good to, like, you got to be fun. You got to be, you know, not make the other person's life too hard. I feel like, you know, you're there to be an asset and help. So just make good cold opens, I would say would be the best suggestion. And then keep applying. The amount of times also I haven't heard something is fair. Also is a fair amount, but you just have to know what your value is and just keep applying, and the jobs come. They do. So
It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for hopping on here and taking time to chat and just share with everybody else kind of your story, your testimony. I think it's going to help a lot of people. Hopefully it does, and we'll kind of keep making these things. So appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun. Appreciate it.